Hello, welcome to episode 7 of In the Art Lab. This episode, we are going to be talking about the AP Studio Art and Design students' visual journals. They just completed their 4th visual journal. This time they were asked to pull a prompt from the jar. So here's the jar. If you read my blog, you might be wondering what this jar looks like. It is literally a mason jar with a bunch of prompts in it, and they're able to pick one. If they pick one out and they don't feel inspired by it, I tell them to put it back in there. So this one says journal about your unhealthy habits. So hopefully that's nothing too bad there. This one is what would you do if you could travel into the past? And then live in the moment, journal whatever's on your mind. So different things like that just to help get their minds moving and doing different things like that. The goal is to use at least 5 different media. They can explore new things that they've never used before, explore ideas, and then as we move on through the rest of the year, it is definitely used as a way of kind of taking a break from our sustained investigations, because that's 15 pieces throughout the year over one general topic, and sometimes we just need a brain break. So they did a really great job. I have included we did 2 groups and we did a critique within those groups. So I've included those videos here. Feel free to watch and enjoy, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, well, I'm not playing it. Okay, so my prompt was like, it just said blues, and I was like, when I first thought of that, I was like, oh, like blues, like the music, like when they played like back in like the 30s. And then so it made me think like the old newspapers, so I used that blue for the background for like the blues. And then I was gonna use like broken like vinyls and stuff, but I didn't have time to go get those. So they're not on there yet, but I plan to put them in there. And then I wrote 1930s blues to clarify.
Okay, so my prompt I pulled out was like, what was the last movie you watched?
Do you want your face in it?
No. And the last movie I watched, it's called A Ghost Story, and it's like really sad. So, and there's like, you can watch it, but this quote's in it, and I thought like the newspaper would like really contrast from like the ghost. Yeah.
I love it.
What do you?
Want your face in it?
My prompt was the blues, so I just used blues and greens and stuff. And then I took Halsey's song and I made it into a quote, and that was it.
Cool.
Okay, so my prompt was what I inherited. So I did purple in the background for my mom and blue in the background for my dad. And I got my wavy brown hair from my mom, even though it's not brown. Then I got my brown eye color from my mom, my love for coffee from her. Then from my dad, I got like my creativity, love for outdoors, attentiveness, and creativity from him. I got my height, and I got my love for like working out and exercising. And we believe I got my condition from his side. Like, he doesn't have it, but like we believe that a family member I never met or knew, I'm guessing he's dead, I don't know, like had it, so.
My name is H, and my prompt was saturated color. So I don't usually do art like this, like really blocked out colors with, just basically blocked out colors. So it's fun to experiment and see how far I could take it. And here it is.
I love the color.
Thank you.
This is mine. I just finished. And my prompt was I could spend hours dancing. I love dancing, but I'm not fit enough to do it for hours, but you know, I would if I could. And the blocks behind it was for a pop of color. And yeah, I just finished it.
My prompt was how I feel when I'm in my favorite place. And I did a portrait of me smiling. First time doing realistic. Doesn't look the greatest, but you know, it's okay. And I just was very obvious, like I'm happy, I feel love. And I went for a very out of my comfort zone type of background. I usually like a plain background, but I experimented with some watercolor and yeah, that's about it. It's really cool. Thanks.
My prompt was, if there was something in the past that you can change, what would it be? I would probably go in the past and tell my grandfather to go to the hospital earlier so he wouldn't be dead. I used colored pencil and that's pretty much it.
I like the meaning behind it. Flip it the other way.
Don't get me in it. Okay. So the prompt I pulled was it was like pick a quote, your like favorite quote, and then like revolve your journal around it. And I chose, today I will not stress over things I cannot control, because like that's something I struggle a lot with, like with my anxiety and stuff. I always want to be able to control everything, and when I don't, I like kind of get frustrated and overwhelmed and stuff. So I thought it'd be good. And then like I like to, like the idea I got was like yellow and like flowers and the vibe of like a vibe. And so I did that, and yeah. And I used like stickers and then acrylic paint and some Mod Podge. So like Mod Podge you saw from a magazine. And
so this is mine. I got the one that said based off of the weather and like outside surroundings, and it was gloomy that day. So I did this because it's kind of like raindrops and like how it like comes off. And then I just did this blue thing using a string that I dipped in like very like concentrated watercolor, and then I pulled it out, and that's what it looks like. So that's mine. Beautiful.
I see it.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so my original prompt was Sarah's, it was my phone is, but then what I was planning on doing completely went downhill, so I low-key made up my own prompt, and we did a pop of color. And there's really no meaning behind this besides the fact that I really have a thing for solid colors with black outlines, and then with white in between, and then I just did little doodles inside of the white in different things of color.
It reminds me of like Keith Haring and all of that, so. Yeah.
I think of like kindergarten and stuff when I had fun. And you know, colors make life happy, and everyone should be happy, and I feel like colors make you happy. That's why I did a lot of yellow, because I love the color yellow and happy.
My prompt was drips, and I just kind of did it. My markers stopped working halfway through, so I had to switch to highlighter, but it works, I guess. Yeah. I like it.
I like how it looks like it's like in a cave.
Yeah. I used a whiteout pen for the like the kind of like highlight it, being like wet or whatever. Adam.
Ooh, I like that.
Reminds me of Ice King's cave from Adventure.
I like that if you look at, like, if you focus on just the blue, it looks like fire, but then if you focus on the black, it looks like drippy stuff. Like, because, like, the flames are with the blue.
So my prompt was, what was my prompt? Oh, what is your wildest dream? And I would like to be a marine biologist, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So, but I just did mine about orcas because that's my favorite animal. There you go.
Why are you looking at me?
I don't know. Okay, I'm done. Okay. My prompt was texture. It's not done, but it's done enough. I've never worked with pastels before, or what was it called? The white pastel. Chalk. That's what it's called. But I just did this little. I feel like the baby has a purpose. Okay. Texture. No, I just put the baby there because there wasn't really a bad drawing of the person, and I had the baby. How should I know if it's gonna close? Anyways, I'm gonna take a hot glue gun and make this like look droopy, and then I'm gonna paint it some specific color. And then I don't actually know what it means. It's just chilling. It looks cool.
Okay, my prompt was to pick one of your favorite songs and make a visual journal about it. And mine was obviously by Frank Ocean. And it's called Forrest Gump. And I drew a picture of Frank Ocean right there. And I put a lyric from the song. And it says, Forrest Gump, you run my mind. And he basically like compares like Forrest like to like a cigarette, I guess, as like addictive, and like he can't like get it out of his head. And I just found that like really like relatable, I guess, with like relationships and boys that I like. And I decided to paint like over his eyes, like to just like block out like everything else in the world, and like he's only like thinking about like this, and like that's why like it's like all orange around him, and it like fades away, and that's it.
I like to do like really specific one color, and the rest is just like lighter. So it's contrast.